Even the earliest copies of the Quran must have contradicted one another or had other problems. He asked why? Because these copies led to such serious disputes between the faithful that it was necessary to establish a text which should be the sole standard. Dr. William Miller reveals that for some years after the death of Muhammad, there was a great confusion as to what material of all that had been preserved should be included in the Quran. Finally, in the Caliphate of Uthman, 644 to 656 AD, one text was given official approval of all others material, and all other material was destroyed. For Muslims to have destroyed such material, the earlier versions of the Quran must have differed significantly from this official version. The recording of the Prophet's words in the beginning was haphazard. Verses were written on palm leaves, stones, and shoulder blades of animals. In short, on any material which was available before an authorized version was established under the Caliph Uthman. There were 4 rival editions in use. These have long since disappeared, but we are told that they differ from the authorized version. On account of the variations and confusions which had arisen among the reported sayings of Muhammad, a revision was made, and all existing copies of the previous compilation were destroyed. Thus, the present text of the Quran is not the first edition, but a second edition. How about that one? So, this is not the original text. In fact, there are several new editions that have come out. They destroyed, all others were destroyed. They gathered text under Uthman, and he had some published, a new standard text, and the one he didn't use was destroyed. And they said there was even other rival editions of the Quran floating around before the authorized version was done. but they have long since disappeared. Boy, you can see how messed up this is. But how accurate were the written messages or the memories of those who first heard the Prophet? Were the diverse sources from which the Quran were compiled equally reliable? If so, why destroy them? Did Muhammad ever claim inspiration even when he was not inspired? Also, we have already seen that the revelations were tampered with. In this regard, respected Muslim authority Ghulam further comments that the Quran, as we have it now, is a record of what Muhammad said while in the seizure state, or states just mentioned. It's beyond doubt that his hearers recognize the symptoms of revelation. However, one of the secretaries he employed boasted that he had induced the Prophet to alter the wording of the revelations. Muslims may claim that the Arabic Quran is the same today as it was when it was first given to Muhammad, but this is not true. The Islamic debate, Josh McDowell comments, the Quran's transmission is not free from errors in variant readings and significant points. There is concrete evidence in the best works of Islamic tradition, like the Sahih Muslim, the Sahih Bukhari, and the Mishkat al-Masabai, that from the start the Quran had numerous variant and conflicting readings. That these are no longer found in the Quran is only because that they have been discreetly removed, not by the discretion of God, but by human discretion. There is similar evidence that to this day verses and indeed whole passages are still missing from the Quran. Like I mentioned that before, people over the years took stuff out of the Quran and added stuff to it. And where they destroyed certain parts of the Quran and published a authorized version, but it had stuff missing from it, there was other versions that they destroyed. Why would you destroy the Quran, God's revelations of the Quran? Why would you destroy them? They probably don't agree with what you say. Because they wouldn't agree with all the stuff that the Muslims are doing now. Dr. Anis Sharash, a Christian Arab, concludes his own study of the Quran with, "It is not the Bible which is contradictory and confusing. No, it is definitely the Quran. If Muslims insist that the Bible is corrupt, I will have to declare that the evidence, much of which I have presented in this book, vindicates the Bible and condemns the Quran. No reasonable person presented with the evidence can believe otherwise. Well, yeah, the Muslims will believe it because they've been so duped and brainwashed by the Islam, and they got in their hearts that they're right, and they don't want to be told they're wrong, that they'll believe to the death that the Quran is right and the Bible's wrong, and say, I'm going to heaven when I die, and they're all shocked when they wake up in hell. In conclusion, Muslims have never proven that the Bible has been corrupted, but there is sufficient evidence, really, that the Quran is corrupted. And they never will prove that the Bible is corrupted. They can't prove it, and they won't prove it. You go ahead and try to prove it all you want to. You can. Can the Quran be objectively interpreted? Dr. J. Christie Wilson comments about the problems of interpreting the Quran. It is most difficult for one who is not a Muslim to understand the theory that the Quran was inspired from all eternity on a tablet in heaven, because some verses supersede and cancel others. Even to Muslims, much of the text is unintelligible, except through a commentary. It is kept with the utmost reverence, only touched after ceremonial ablutions, and read or recited by many millions of Muslims who do not understand the meaning of its Arabic verses.